one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. This gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
Throughout the history of the NBA, everybody had a great player beside him to win a championship. Dame Lillard could have went somewhere else. He could have forced his way out of Portland. Dame want to be a good guy. I done said that before. You can't have it both ways in this sport, bruh.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado,
free smoke.
Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa Bars forever, like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
You view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay, do you get the promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, I don't know, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success.
I told you that a Damian Lillard video was on the way. I did not lie to you. Now, just to be clear, the intro done had a Damian Lillard picture in the Bucks uniform ever since the trade happened. That will not be at the beginning of the videos after this one. I just had to put that there to keep reminding myself, like, yo, you need to get to this Dame Lillard video. You need to get to this Dame Lillard video. And I would much rather finish off my Colorado video because I already started that one. And I'm halfway done with that one. I just never finished that show. I need to get back and finish that one. But instead of finishing that show, I need to go ahead and knock this Dame Lillard one out the way before the NBA season start, even though I will not be watching the NBA season until the All-Star break. If you watch the channel, if you follow the show, you already know that's how I rock. NBA season is the least important of the sports right now, in my opinion. You got the baseball playoffs going on, obviously the wild card, and my team is in the wild card. I done said it multiple times. The only sports team that I root for, that I have never seen win a championship or a World Series or a pennant, or not a pennant, but any type of the big title, is the Phillies. I done seen the Dodgers win. I'm not even a Dodgers fan, truly. Like, I'm a Dodgers fan. I can't even say that. I am a Dodgers fan. I don't like having two teams in the NL, but I grew up watching the Phillies, the Dodgers, and the Yankees. Like, them the three, and the Red Sox. Them was the four teams that I always watched. Now, I knew I didn't like the Red Sox. I was a fan of them at first. That was the first team I rooted for, was the Red Sox, because I love Big Papi. He used to be my favorite player. And Manny Ramirez was my favorite player before Big Papi. They both were on the Red Sox. And I love Jonathan Papelbon. And I love Dustin Pedroia. Like, it was just so many. Kevin Youkilis. Like, it was Jacoby Ellsbury. Like, I watched them boys. However, the Red Sox are not one of the teams I watch. I do not support the Red Sox. Once they let Mookie Betts go, who was my favorite player in baseball, I stopped rooting for him. Bryce Harper is also one of my favorite players. I do not watch the Nationals, bro. I was never gonna root for the Nationals in the same division as the Phillies. That was never gonna happen. Because growing up, while I said I did watch a lot of Red Sox, I watched a shit ton of Yankees games and a shit ton of Dodgers games. Somehow the connection for me in my heart went to the Phillies. I don't know why. I don't know why my heart didn't get attached to the Yankees, because my favorite players didn't even play for the Phillies. My favorite player was Manny Ramirez. He played for the Dodgers or the Red Sox. Derek Jeter, he played for the Yankees. Mark Teixeira, he played for the Yankees. Nick Swisher, Yankees. CC Sabathia, Yankees. And then I started somehow. Now, some of my favorite pitchers did play for the Phillies. Roy Halladay, my favorite pitcher all time. Cliff Lee, one of my favorite pitchers all time. It's hard to differentiate from between them two because I love both of them so much, but I think I'm going to take Roy first. If I had to choose between the ones that start in a game, I'm definitely starting Roy. Then I'm going to Cliff. Cole Hamels. Love him. Zach motherfucking Wheeler, baby. Love him. That is my guy. I want to love Aaron Nola so bad, bro. But, like, bro, I can't, man. I can't. Like, it's just so hard when you know he not going to go out there and toss that pill efficiently every single time he on the mound. Aside from when I'm looking at Zach, when I'm looking at Wills, when it's time for Wills up, I know what time it is. I know he going to do his job. It's so very rare that Zach Wheeler just go out there and shit the bed. And usually if he go out there and have a tough outing, it's for a reason. It ain't just because he just suddenly forgot how to pitch or he having a rough day or something like that. It's usually because he having a rough off the field thing, like he dealing with some nagging injury or he ain't feeling all, you know what I'm saying? He don't have bad days when he on. Like my boy Roy Halladay, RIP, Doc. But the Phillies is the only ones I ain't seen win a championship, bro. So that's important to me. I need to see it. I done seen Alabama win. I done seen the Ravens win. I done seen the Lakers win multiple times. I done seen the Warriors. See, this is a tough one because I'm not actually a Warriors fan, but I love Steph Curry. He like one of my favorite athletes all the time. So it's not the same as watching the Lakers win because the Lakers winning was my favorite. The Lakers are my favorite team, and Kobe Bryant is my favorite player all the time. So it's a little bit different watching the Ravens win. Watching the Lakers win, but watching Steph Curry get to the mountaintop over and over, that unbelievable. I don't really care about the Warriors winning, but I care about Steph because Steph is on the Warriors, so I have to naturally care about the Warriors. But absolutely, if you could understand how much I love Steph and could care less about the Warriors, then you could understand it all. But I understand when somebody like me supports Steph, you're going to think that I support the Warriors also. But I talk so much shit about Klay Thompson, and I don't think it's shit talk. I'm just being honest. That, you know. But the Warriors have been a great organization. I can't hate on that. But I done seen all my favorite squads win. I don't watch hockey. I do not watch hockey. I do not have a hockey team. So all my teams, all my second. Hell, I saw the Rams win. Aaron Donald. Have never seen my baseball team win. And I know I said the Dodgers have won. Yeah, but my number one baseball team is the Phillies, bro. I cannot shake it. It don't matter how hard I try to say, man, fuck the Phillies. I'm rocking with the Dodgers. Can't do it. I was with them when we sucked all these years. I'm not leaving my squad, bro. I need to see us win. I done seen us lose in the World Series with Roy Halladay. That shit still breaks my heart because he should have won a World Series. That was a pitcher who would have been talked about. Well, he still talked about as one of the greats. But could you imagine if Roy Halladay could have got multiple World Series, bro, with how dominant he was throughout his time in the MLB, bro? Breaks my heart. Cliff Lee couldn't get it. Ryan Howard. I used to love Ryan Howard. I still love Ryan Howard. He also one of my favorite players. I don't think I realized how much I liked Ryan during it. And I got to watch Ryan Howard through his MVP season. Like, I watched that whole season basically. When I was younger, I watched far more baseball than I watched any other sport aside from probably football. Because I used to watch more baseball than basketball at a certain point in time. But then after, I want to say, because I watched more I watched Kobe, but I wasn't watching all of the NBA at that young age. And then I think it was once we lost in that World Series to the Yankees, that's when baseball got put on the back burner for me. Because I was so irritated with that. I didn't know how to handle L's at that time. You know what I'm saying? I think what taught me how to deal with a loss is when I saw Kobe and the Lakers lose to Boston, come back and beat the Orlando the year after that, and then the year after that beat Boston. I think that's what taught me how to, get over winning. And I talk a lot of crazy shit about Tim Duncan, but seeing Tim Duncan and them boys lose to Miami, come back the next year and slap Miami, bro, that's inspiring, bro. That's crazy. Bro, that's special. That's sports. But we are gathered here today. Oh, first off, appreciate everybody for joining me today. Appreciate you for clicking on the show, tuning into the show. If you done made it this far, I truly do appreciate you. You might as well subscribe, like, and share. And if this is your first time on the show, I just want you to know that's like the first time I done hit that type shit in the middle of a show where I'm just randomly hit you with a like, subscribe, share. Ask the people who watch on a normal basis. I really be forgetting to tell y'all that shit to the end of the video. But that's okay. I just don't want you to be bad at it. Be like, oh man, this one of them dudes who be tired to tell people to subscribe and share all the time. Well, I do need you to do that. I do need you to do that. But let's get into the show. So I want to talk about Colorado today. I mean, not Colorado. I'm tripping. I am tripping. I want to talk about Dame Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. How do I feel about the trade? Well, it's a good trade. I think I said before on one of the shows, Dame Lillard was probably the second best player to put with Giannis other than Steph Curry. It kind of irritates me that now I can't see Steph Curry with LeBron, Steph Curry with Giannis. That's very irritating. Those are two pairings I would have loved to see. Now, I know somebody going to say, well, Curry always got the superstar. That's just not true. I know it's easy for you to just regurgitate the BS that you hear on Twitter and on social media. But just go do your research, jackass. LeBron done played with far more Hall of Fame players than Steph Curry. Also, I am consistently baffled, and I'm not taking a shot at LeBron. LeBron is a top 5 player all time to me. I got him ranked 3rd. He better pray Steph don't win another championship, because the way y'all look at dominance is not the way I look at dominance. LeBron James losing to Steph Curry 3 fucking times in the finals do not sit right with me. I'm a Kobe fan. If Kobe had a loss to a certain person 3 fucking times in the finals, that wouldn't have sat right with me. I can't part my lips to say Kobe the GOAT over a Jordan or something like that when he got that type of losses to one player. Look, Jordan don't got multiple losses to one player in the finals. LeBron do. That's bothersome to me. I can't overlook that. Now, I know LeBron fans want to because y'all think only stats matter, and that's just simply not true. But it's whatever. I'm not trying to get through to LeBron fan to Stan. Stan culture and gambling and parlays and legacy talks fucked up sports. Plain and simple. These stands, these LeBron stands or stands of any type of fan is ridiculous. And I know I'm a Steph Curry fan. And I even be saying I'm a Steph Curry stan, but I'm not really a stan of anything. I'm a logical fan. But this is my problem. And this is why I do be defending Steph Curry stan. I defend a couple stan bases. But specifically Steph Curry fans. And it's going to be hard for you to understand what I'm finna say because I'm a Steph Curry fan. I done told you that I've been watching him my whole life. My mom's his favorite player. I mean, my mom's favorite player is Steph Curry. So naturally, that's the connection that we have. My mom bought me shoes growing up, but when my mom stopped buying me shoes and I started buying shoes for myself, the first pair of shoes my mom bought me again was a pair of Steph Curry's. So we love Steph Curry. However, the reason I defend the Steph Curry stan base is because they are legitimately trying to defend and catch up to the hatred that's been levied at them by LeBron stans. I don't think y'all understand how massive LeBron stan group is. It's like being against. It's like white groups in sports. The biggest fan bases are always going to be majority white people, for in most cases, except for like HBCUs and stuff, because white people are the majority. So it's not, to me, when you listen to fans complain, you got to divvy it up. You got to listen to the logical fans and be able to separate just the angry white dudes to just say and do whatever the fuck they want to because they feel like that's their right. You see what I'm saying? The Steph Curry fans who defend Steph Curry are only trying to argue the logic in this thing. Like, saying Magic Johnson is better than Steph Curry to me is so illogical at this point. And the way that the NBA dudes hold on to the past, not the NBA players, but the old legends and the old people who grew up watching the NBA, the way they hold on to the past to me is ridiculous. Stephen A. Smith know good and goddamn well Steph Curry is the greatest point guard of all time. That's why he said it. And then he let them change his mind because they some bullies. They didn't like him saying it on TV because they know that reached the masses and they know that's the truth. And so they wanted Michael Jordan and then wanted to call him up and say something. Everybody likes Steph Curry till it's time for him to fuck their legacies up. But this ain't a Steph Curry video. Just a little side note like we do with Lamar Jackson, you know? And Raven fans, don't worry. I got some Raven videos coming out very soon. It's Ravens week, baby. Ravens Steelers week. Don't worry. You're going to get a lot of Ravens talk to make up for what the media didn't do. All right? Don't worry. I got us. But let's talk about Dame Lillard and Giannis, man. This is a great pairing. It's a great pairing. I do think Boston has the better roster, but they don't got this better superstar. And at the end of the day, that is all that matters. When you have Giannis, now I don't think Dame Lillard is better than Jason Tatum, but I do think Dame is the third best player if we rating those two teams' players straight out, because there's no way in God's green earth or blue. Bro, well, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's no way I'm taking Jaylen Brown over Dame Lillard, bro. The way y'all overhype Jaylen Brown to me is ridiculous. I watch Jaylen Brown. Bro. Y'all got Drew Holiday and Jaylen Brown back there with the ball, bro. But y'all about to have turnovers galore. I noticed that the Celtics still don't want to go out and get a real point guard that could put this thing together for them. They should have been the ones that went out and got us Chris Paul. They should have been the ones that went out and tried. Now, I know they tried to get Dame Lillard, but Dame Lillard is not what the Celtics need. If the Celtics had went and got Dame Lillard, it would have been because they trying to just, the talent will overmask all problems. The Bucks needed Dame Lillard. They needed somebody other than a Drew Holiday, somebody who can actually, bro, Giannis having to be the primary scorer all the time is a problem. That's why I sympathize with Giannis, with the Steph Currys, because it don't matter how much praise y'all hype on they second best players. Those players don't have to do what those best players have to do. Point blank, period. The load that a Steph Curry and a Giannis have to carry is not the same as what a Chris Middleton, a Drew Holiday, a Klay Thompson. I'm leaning it towards Draymond because that's a defensive player of the year. That's a dude who is just the catalyst on defense. Completely different story for him. But the load that you have to carry if you're a Steph Curry, if you LeBron before you start, LeBron in Cleveland the first time around, Kobe before he got Powell, you have to carry such a offensive load. Not to mention guys like Kobe, LeBron, and Giannis, they also do it on the defensive side of the ball in those years. And that's no shot at Curry. But those was three dudes who also were elite on the defensive side of the ball. So you asking them to score the points, stop the best player, win us the game. To me, that's why I don't subscribe to one player can do it for us. I don't want to see that shit. I'm tired of seeing great players have to go up against tough teams. And it's not the tough team with three superstar fault. That's the owner for that cheap ass team. He know he can bring in a lot of bread, or she, because it's women running teams too. They know they can bring in a lot of bread with one superstar selling a jersey, selling merch. They gonna sell arena. They gonna get money from the arena sales and all that. So it's no real push for them if they don't desire to be competitive and win, for them to go out there and make any type of moves. Now, some people would like to say the Bucks sold out early on to get a championship for Giannis. And what I would say is Giannis is so great that in that year he was able to capitalize and be the rising tide. I do not think that the Bucks done went all out for Giannis. I think that's crazy to say because I don't think Chris Middleton is better than I don't think even if you paid Chris Middleton, he is not the player that some of these other twos are, bro. Point blank, period. He not consistent enough for me to say, oh yeah, they sold out for Chris Middleton. Plus, that's not even a player you had to go trade for. Trading for Drew Holiday, bro, to me, that shit played out after you won the championship. And I understand it's a lot of great things, but I can make the argument the second best player on the Bucks has been Brook Lopez, not Drew Holiday, not Chris Middleton, not Tony Snell, not some of these other parts that you keep going out and getting. And they only look good because of Giannis and how much Giannis does. Like, if you really look at the Bucks, look at how much Giannis does for that team. It's few players in the NBA that's doing as much for a single team as Giannis is doing for the Bucks, which is why it's so irritating when I hear so many people say most underrated players, Drew Holiday. Bro, with Giannis doing over 50% of the work on this team, he should be averaging far more and doing, bro, you shouldn't have to squint your eyes to see what Drew doing. And then Drew just got cooked in the playoffs, bro. We're not going to act like that shit didn't just happen. So to me, it is a such thing as, bro, buying an asset that can depreciate quicker than you expect. And you can still win with that asset, but to not see the depreciating value in it after you've won, that's not on Giannis. And what I like about Giannis is he came out and was very direct. I'm not going to be here for too much longer, bro. Basically, if you don't go get me some help. And you notice they went out and got Dame Lillard. Now, what does this mean for Dame Lillard? I've been trying to wait to really speak my mind on the Dame subject because, you see, as much as a fan I am of Dame Lillard, I'm actually growing irritated with Dame Lillard. And Dame Lillard better fucking win in Milwaukee, okay? This ring, to me, don't really mean that much for Dame's legacy because he is what he is. Like, he's never going to be better than Steph Curry. But this mean a fucking lot for Giannis's legacy. That's why I'm happy he there. Because this means something for Giannis. Could care less about Dame. This is all Giannis. I think Dame done been propped up higher than, because in today's culture, dudes just like dudes that dribble the ball nice. They can hit. They don't really like winners because they root against the winners. So they like the Kyries and the Dames. So I'm over that type of culture. I understand that's the type of culture that's living right now that's so irritating. Like, you got players that's going, dudes talking sports who couldn't really tell you anything about sports, just telling you that Dame and Kyrie better than Steph just to say it. I don't care to entertain that crowd. That crowd is so fucking retarded, and you can't even say retarded. That crowd is so fucking stupid at this point. The stan culture that lives with those type of, I don't care to address that. But Dame Lillard's legacy, while I said it don't matter to me, because to me this is about Giannis, this will help. Listen, if he don't get a ring, it can depreciate his legacy. It can hurt his legacy. Giving it some holier than thou boost, I don't know. He win a championship. I don't think I'm still putting him over Chris Paul. And that's the bar. And it's hard to even give him that because Chris Paul is like a top 10 point guard all time, top 6, top 8, wherever you put him. But then again, I'm kind of biased because I don't really fuck with the players from back in the day. I think people be overhyping them motherfuckers. I think when you go look at, and I hate the stat culture, but when you go look at some, boy, I just don't like how y'all done made assist the end all be all to judge a point guard. You got to update your resumes and everything but this point guard thing. And Shannon Sharp, one of the people who love to say, update your resume. To him, a point guard is always going to be somebody who distribute the ball first. That is just so ignorant. You got two players that's done come in and told you fuck positions. Steph Curry and LeBron James. Even though LeBron James, Steph Curry is legit a point guard. He done been a point guard at every level. LeBron James being a great assist man at his position. Some reason people want to call him a point guard. And I understand LeBron will go and move to the point at times. But to just straight out say, oh, yeah, I just think y'all are stupid. These arguments that y'all have in y'all head is just insane. The need to want to sound righter than everybody else is insane. If the motherfucker has been listed as a small forward or a point guard his entire career, then that's what I'm going to call him, bro. When he go into the Hall of Fame, LeBron will go in as a small forward with his secondary being every position on the floor, basically. When Steph Curry go into the Hall of Fame, his primary position will be a point guard. Now, Magic, I know you're not happy with that because he better than your punk ass. And that's coming from a Laker fan my whole life who revered Magic Johnson, who had Magic Johnson. See, this is the thing. Magic know he not greater than Kobe, but it's still a lot of dickheads who grew. And until all them fans who grew up watching Magic die out, and I know that sound harsh, but until these morons die out, then you're going to still have people walking around saying Magic was better than Kobe, even though that is just not true. I really don't think y'all watched Magic Johnson play or who played with Magic Johnson that was able to make up for his weaknesses. How the hell is you 6'9" and you not no defensive guy at all? It was a dude on Twitter the other day running around lying, talking about Magic Johnson was a great defender. No, he wasn't. He wasn't a great scorer. He was a great distributor of the ball. And do you think that was because he had scrubs around him? Or do you think that's because he had a lot of Hall of Famers playing on his team also? But sure, let's act like the only player in the history of the NBA that ever needed help was Steph Curry. But you want to know what type of who leads to this type of culture of excuse making for losers? And I'm not even talking about Magic Johnson because Magic was a winner. Dame Lillard, bro. Because it's losers who continue to bring up, oh, this dude needed him. Bro, everybody win with superstars, bro. Throughout the history of the NBA, everybody had a great player beside him to win a championship. Dame Lillard could have went somewhere else. He could have forced his way out of Portland. Dame want to be a good guy. I done said that before. You can't have it both ways in this sport, bruh. And that's what irritates me about Dame. He constantly taking shots at KD. KD is a dude who decided, bro, am I going to be loved or am I going to hunt my legacy down? KD can always tell you that he don't care about legacy talk and all that. I don't believe it. KD care about that. That's why he went that's why he went to go get that championship. Now he might be over it now because the way people have been so disrespectful to him and unfair in that way they criticize him and whatnot since then, it's done soured him. However, Dame Lillard constantly using other people as a reason why he is a loser is some losing shit to me. So he better bring a better mentality to Milwaukee. I don't even like some of the comments he done made since going to Milwaukee because Dame like to act like he holier than thou. He like to shit on other players' legacies by basically saying, I would never do that. I would never like, bro, giving backhanded ass compliments and then disrespecting players, that shit just ain't gonna never sit well with me. And y'all love to let Dame get by with doing that shit. But at the end of the day, Dame is a loser. He done been a loser by choice. He knew his team wasn't good enough to beat some of these teams. He knew it. What did he do? He sat back and kept letting the organization that showed him multiple times they not going to get it done for him, not get it done for him, and then be mad. This is my same problem I had with Bradley Beal. He had all those opportunities to get out. At least Bradley Beal didn't fucking call out other players for going and winning. Bradley Beal just kept acting like he was tired of losing in Washington and kept re-signing contracts to stay. I'm like, damn, bro, stop feeling bad for a dude who choosing to be here. Dame Lillard chose to stay in Portland. There's a lot of people who got a problem with him not being traded to Miami. And I guess I have a bit of a problem with it. But at the end of the day, I done told people a million times, it's no such thing as loyalty in sports, bro. Get over it. Dame Lillard was one of the pieces of shit that was trying to preach loyalty. And Dame not a piece of shit. But the message that he kept trying to prove to y'all, that kept trying to preach, was some shit. It is no such thing as loyalty. Dame Lillard is a narcissist in the sense that what he was saying and doing to y'all was to try to excuse him from losing. And I don't like that shit. I like Dame, but I don't like that shit. I like the player. I don't like that shit. Like, he a dude who wanted to win, but didn't want to be a villain. So he got into this space where he knew how to talk his way out of, I don't subscribe to ring culture. That's because you don't got rings, bruh. Because if you did have a championship, you wouldn't be easily disrespecting it the way it is. You ever notice that it's the dudes who ain't never won that like to never talk about, rings don't matter? But it's very funny to me how a dude who also never won in Charles Barkley seem to think rings do matter. That's funny that a man can have some self-awareness where he understands rings did matter. It ain't everything, but it's a great part because that's what you play for. Now, obviously, you pay for that bread too. But before you knew that the NBA could pay you great bread, you wanted to be a champion. You wanted to be on TV and be one of the best. One of the best didn't include the money at first when you was growing up. It just included being the best. I got no problem with Dame Lillard being in Milwaukee. I love it. I'm glad Giannis finally got a legitimate chance to compete for a championship again with all these other teams becoming stacked. However, I'm not going to get over Dame Lillard's ignorant ass comments throughout his history in Portland. I'm happy that Dame Lillard is in Milwaukee, even though he wanted to be in Miami. This gives him a far better chance to win a championship than it would have been if he were in Miami. Miami looking real bad right now also. And I know Jimmy just said they're going to win a championship. They're not. There's no shot that Miami Heat team get past the Celtics in Milwaukee again this year. There's no way. I got to see it to believe it. With the talent on that Heat roster, they lost players who I didn't even think was that great. But sure, let's keep letting Miami be cheap. And it's so funny to me that Miami is as cheap as they are. Because I understand the Miami market is not the LA market. It's not the San Francisco market. Hell, it's not the New York market. But it's still a decent market, bro. It's Miami. It's Florida, bro. Come on now. It's funny to me that Miami love being cheap, bro. The same team that went out and got Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Ray Allen, Shane Battier. The same team that did that. Now they don't want to pony up and go get Jimmy a legitimate 2. Because Bam is not a 2 to me. Bam would be best if he was the third best player on your team. I do not think your center should be your best player or your second best player unless they are Joel Embiid or Nikola Jokic or this so ignorant that I forgot this man's name. Oh, this so ignorant. Oh, this super ignorant. Bro, y'all know the third best center in the league, bro. I can't remember his name at the moment. It's Joel Embiid. It's Nikola Jokic. How did I forget this man's name? Hey, y'all know the third best center in the league, man. I can't remember his name at the moment, bro. I don't know how I forgot that man's name. But y'all know the third best center of the league. But anyways, what's my feelings ultimately on this move? It's a great move. Do I think Milwaukee should be the favorites in the East? Abso-fucking-lutely. Simply because while I do not think they have a better roster than Boston all around, bro, if Kristaps Porzingis do what he do, oh my goodness, that's going to be a tough team to beat. However, Boston's problem to me remains the same, bro. They do not play legitimate team basketball when it matters the most. It's your turn, it's my turn. It's your turn, it's my turn. And Kristaps Porzingis had already been caught in that type of team where he played with a dude who was so ball dominant. If that happened again this year, Kristaps Porzingis is going to be relegated to a guy that's sitting in a corner. Kristaps can block shots at the rim, but do you really think he's going to be exerting that type of energy if he's not getting touches on the offensive side of the ball? So it's going to be interesting to see how this Boston thing play out. This is the most almost team I've never seen. But I would still go with Milwaukee at the moment if everybody is healthy because I just have that type of faith in Giannis. And I think him having a dude who can now take shots that he don't have to be forced to take. And you got to defend Milwaukee a completely different way now. I know Milwaukee could shoot the ball as a team before, but now you got a dude who legitimately can light your ass up from downtown. And you have a guy in Dame Lillard who can hit the big shot at the end of the game, who is a clutch player. So, and I understand Dame getting up there in age. So I know he won't be the same Dame that he was in his prime. But I think he's still pretty much in his prime. I know he's coming off of an injury and whatnot and some two bad years team-wise in Portland. But Dame Lillard, to me, is still going to be a top-tier player. And he's still going to be a top-tier point guard in the NBA. Do I think he'll be better than Steph or like Ja Morant or something like that? I don't know. He's going to be on the same level as most of them. He'll compete. He going now, it's hard for me to give all this credit because I don't like one of the things I heard Dame say when he was like, I ain't never had a chance to be with a team like this. Bruh, that's on you, bruh. That's not on nobody else. You keep saying that shit, bro, like it's on Steph that he stayed with the team and the dude wanted to come play with him. Nobody wanted to come to Portland, bruh. That's not on Steph. That ain't on KD. That ain't on Bron. That ain't on AD. That ain't on Tatum. That ain't on no player who chose to stay or go somewhere else other than Portland. I mean, hell, even you ain't in there no more. But listen, I'm not going to keep going at Dame. I expect Dame to be good this year. I expect him to stay healthy. I expect Giannis to be great. Right now, early season picking, I got the Steelers. I have the Bucks in the NBA Finals. But it's not necessarily. It is because Dame is there. Because I think that provides a lot for them. But if you've been listening to me, I done picked Milwaukee to make the finals like the last 2 years. My faith in Giannis is why I'm picking Milwaukee. But now the fact that Giannis has a legit number 2 dude over there is why I'm doubling down on it, bro. You got to understand, Giannis is him. I don't understand this Giannis hate that people have here and there. Now, most of the media seem to love Giannis. But a lot of the media love to go with Giannis, specifically the LeBron stan area of fans. And I noticed that LeBron stans like to do this thing now where they tell you that Giannis is the best in the league just so that when LeBron beat him, they can say, LeBron just beat the dude who's supposed to be the best in the league. They do that shit every fucking time, bro. Every time. But my guy Giannis gonna get it done this year. As you can see, I'm a Laker fan that ain't too happy that LeBron is still in LA, and it's got nothing to do with LeBron. It's everything to do with LeBron fans. I'm ready for them motherfuckers to be out of LA, bro. I'm ready for them to go support whatever team LeBron is at next, or I'm ready for them to retire when he retire. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't. That's why it would be hilarious to me if LeBron stans had to deal with becoming a Warrior fans because LeBron joins the Warriors. That should be hilarious. And I'm telling you right now, if LeBron and the Lakers lose this year and the Warriors lose this year and AD dealing with injury problems again and Steph Curry ain't getting nothing out of his others again, I'm just trying to tell you, bro, they're going to be playing for Team USA next year. So, hey, don't be surprised if they come back to America playing on the same team in San Francisco because Steph is not leaving Golden State at this point. And LeBron's legacy is not attached to the Lakers, so he can go wherever the fuck he want to go. I'm just telling you. But I hope Dame can show up and be exactly what Giannis need him to be. I know Dame is not going to show up. At least I hope. He ain't going to show up saying, like, I'm the best player on this team. He not stupid. Dame don't seem to be that type of, what would you call it? That unaware. That a lack of self-awareness to that level, I don't see that as Dame. So I have nothing but faith that Dame and Giannis will work out, and the others. I like the others that they were able to keep in this trade. Now, another part of this trade, DeAndre Ayton is in Portland. I like that for him, to get him out of Phoenix. I never like it when a player is forced to be somewhere where they so very clearly don't want to be, don't feel like they want it there. I hate that. And he tried to get out earlier and they wouldn't let him out. They brought him back for absolutely no fucking reason. I hate that is something that teams can do. The NBA Players Union not finding a way to get rid of teams being able to do that, matching contracts. I do not agree with that. You should not be able to match a contract to force a player to stay somewhere. That is trash. That is basically a franchise tag, in my opinion, when you on a restricted contract. I do not like that. The team got all year to give you a good deal, to come to terms with you, and they don't. You come to terms with another team, and they can just match the shit. I don't like that. But I do think DeAndre will dominate with Portland. I think when you with a team that wants you there, and it's a fresh start, I just think a lot of good things can happen. So I got nothing but faith that DeAndre dominating will be great in Portland. And it was another part of this trade. A dude went to Phoenix, but that don't matter. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. You gotta understand how tough it was for me to pump out an NBA video in the midst of football season. You know who you should thank? Giannis. My love for Giannis Antetokounmpo And I hate it when people call that man Giannis, bruh. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I love that man. Absolute stud. So I had to do the video. Good luck to Giannis and them boys this year. I want Giannis to get 4-5 rings, man. So I'm rooting for him, even though that's not my squad. I'm rooting for Giannis. Always going to be rooting for Giannis. You find sports to be a great thing when you decide to have a favorite team, but also root for other players. Or maybe it's just me. With that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You could be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today for absolutely no reason. Go out there and make somebody's day. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Like, subscribe, share. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.